Hi, everyone. This is Mike Hendricks. Today I've got Sean Whalen with me from Avendra Clubs. And Avendra Clubs has become one of our big supporting sponsors of the Ohio Golf Course Owners Association annual meeting at Westbrook Country Club. So we wanted to have Sean on. Sean, I wanted to say publicly and out loud, thank you so much for supporting us. Our members get to come to our conference for free. And so that's really hard to pull that off if we don't have sponsors like Avendra. So I really do appreciate you guys being a part of it and happy to learn more today about Avendra Clubs.
Absolutely, Mike. It's really our pleasure to be involved. It's our first time being involved with the chapter and the conference, and we're extremely excited to meet some new people, maybe see some old faces, and really looking forward to a great event.
There may be some people that are listening to this thinking, what in the world is Avendra Clubs? So why don't you give us some background on Avendra and help people start to understand why group purchasing makes so much more sense?
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. So Avendra as a whole has been around for 25 years now, mainly on the hospitality side. We've always had golf in our DNA, but the clubs team has really only been around for 5 or 6 years. So we consider ourselves still relatively new to the market. And it's really just educating club managers, club owners on what's available to them. And, the approach to procurement in the clubs world has been pretty stagnant, I would say, the last 20 years or so. And what a vendor has done is really shaken that approach up to where we have over 20 billion in committed spend out in the industry, and we have contracts with over 2,500 suppliers covering every category that you can imagine, from food and beverage to agronomy, pro shop, facilities, fitness, spa, chemicals, you name it. And essentially what we're doing is providing clubs with access to our immense buying power. And clubs are able to have the buying power of a massive club core or an Arcis while maintaining their individuality as their own club with their own culture and membership and guests and plans for the future. And what we've done, again, is extend that buying power down to the clubs. We're reducing their operating costs with many of the same suppliers they're already using today. And in turn, reducing any change management. So you're coming on board to our program that costs you nothing, and you're getting access to our immense buying power, reducing your operating costs.
You mentioned there without any cost or free of charge. I just want to kind of say that out loud for everybody. Avendra Clubs helps our members save money when they buy things, but they don't charge a membership fee. There is no one's going to come to a member of the Ohio Golf Course Owners Association and say, and your annual dues to be a part of a Vendra or something like that is $1,500. Like that does not exist. And I think what's also unusual about Ohio, who knows, maybe we're starting something big here. You all have really agreed to extend beyond private clubs in Ohio. We're gonna see if we can't make this work for public golf courses and private clubs in Ohio, almost as a bit of a beta test.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's always been something that's been on our radar is the daily fee public facilities across the country, and I think this is the perfect opportunity for us to engage with an audience of owners and operators who know the market, they know their pain points and what they're looking for in a procurement provider, and then we're able to present them a program that fits those needs individually and is really the opposite of a one size fits all approach, because whether we're working with a multi-thousand member private club or a smaller daily fee club, we treat each of those opportunities as individuals, and we're able to put the program together that fits their individual needs as a club or property.
Right. So I've got some people I think watching this will know I have experience in the group purchasing world. So that was part of the reason I made you guys like on my short list of people I wanted to meet as I started to contribute to the owners association here. But let's just like again, we'll pull the veil back a little bit for some people. Let's mention some brands because I think maybe people think this must be off brand stuff or
Sure.
something. And it is entirely not off brand. We're talking Easy Go, Toro, John Deere. In Ohio, I know you have a good relationship with Gordon Food Service, on and Rainbird, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think one of the challenges that we face is a lot of the times in the golf world and the clubs world, when people hear reduced cost, they think reduced quality just by transition. And that is the opposite of our approach. And that speaks to the suppliers and vendors and manufacturers that you've mentioned that we have contracts with industry leaders in all of these areas that clubs and courses are using today. So our ability to come in, reduce costs while maintaining or even elevating product quality is an immense factor that we provide. So whether it's on the agronomy side with the John Deeres, the Toros, and the Easy Goes that you mentioned, on the food side with the Gordon Foods of the world, Chef's Warehouse to Ecolab and Cintas and Alsco, into Pro Shop with Summit Golf Brands, Evolve Golf. The list goes on and on. And then on fitness, we're extremely strong as well. Techno Gym, Life Fitness, Matrix, you name it. Then again, it's suppliers they're already using. So there really is little to zero change management when clubs and courses come on board to our program because they're using the same suppliers that we've contracted with already today.
And beyond just kind of like the endorsement of the Ohio Golf Course Owners Association, you did mention briefly, you do service Arcis, you do service Club Core. The reason I say that is because I think people in the industry recognize Arcis is really good at running profitable clubs. And so if they're using Avendra, that's a bit of a tip to other individual owners. Like some of the best of the best in golf are using Avendra.
Absolutely, yes. You mentioned two of our big ones there with the Arcuses and the Club Corps invited clubs of the world. We also work with Pebble Beach and Pinehurst, Ocean Reef down in Florida, and Key Largo is really treated as their own kind of community. But you're absolutely right. Those are some of the well-known industry players that have been with Avendra for years, if not decades. And Club Core Invited is actually one of the founders of Avendra. So they've been with us from the beginning 25 years ago.
I'm all about managing your business. You know, you should be, I believe, in the details of your business. But the way Avendra Clubs works is each club does get an account manager. There is someone that you can speak with at Avendra, say on a quarterly basis or whatnot. And I, if I'm not mistaken, you can go through invoices. Like you can really look for, hey, how did we save here? How much did we save? Was there an opportunity to buy something else where maybe we could have saved more? The point being, you do provide service along with savings.
Absolutely. That's a huge factor and a differentiator for us in the Avendra Clubs program is our account management team. And we like to say that our account managers are an extension of each club's and courses purchasing departments. They're really there as a free addition to the procurement purchasing team. And they're utilized for everything from sourcing quotes on equipment, introducing new suppliers. We have a full in house audit team that is monitoring invoices to make sure that our clients are getting the correct Avendra price. We've had clients who have reached out and said, hey, Sean, we just got a check for thousands of dollars directly from a supplier. And where did that come from? I said, well, that came from the Avendra audit team, where we identified a gap where the supplier was charging you not the correct Avendra price levels. And they're contractually obligated to send a credit back to your club's account. So you know that we're working in the background for our club clients. And then again, that account manager is there as a resource for anything and everything Avendra, introducing new suppliers, gathering quotes, really is just an advocate. And then even conflict resolution, for we know conflicts, hopefully they're far and few between, but when they do come up, we say, let your team do what they do best and take care of your members and guests. Throw that ball into Avendra's court and let us go to bat for you with those suppliers. And we're able to throw our weight around a little bit. And again, make sure to get that situation resolved for you.
Yeah, that's great. And if everyone heard there talking about quotes, when you do have a big purchase coming up, you can go to Avendra. This is pre-purchase
Yep.
and say, hey, this is what we're contemplating buying. What are our options? And Avendra actually will go and look for pricing for you and try to kind of hold your hand through that process of making a big purchase, again, to make sure you're getting the best deal that you can get.
Absolutely right. We have a full in-house FF&E team, furniture, fixtures, and equipment. They work directly with the manufacturers for everything from Rationale ovens to Hoshizaki ice machines, Turbo Chefs, Tucci umbrellas, Tropiton pool furniture, and Brown Jordan. And then we also take that a step further with our supplier partners like Wasserstrom, Edward Don, and the Webster store, who can also be utilized for quotes. So we have some inter-network competition with our providers to say, hey, you guys are all on the table here for these quotes. Whoever's going to get the best, give us the best pricing with the best communication and service level, it's likely going to win the bid. So it's nice for us to, again, take that ball out of our club clients' court and to say, hey, you let us know what you need. We're going to go out and get quotes for you and get pricing and find the best situation for you and your team.
Yeah. Now, I think another thing, obviously our core constituency here are people that own businesses, right? We really
Absolutely.
work with the small business owner. There are people watching this right now saying, well, if it's free to me to join and you're giving me all this support, how in the world would Avendra pay these people? Right. And so just, we don't need to go into the weeds of it, but explain the business model a little bit, how this can work where our member really can win by saving money, but you guys run a successful company at the same time?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a great question that I get often. And to me, it speaks to our immense purchasing power and the incredible contracts team that we have in place. So Avendra is able to leverage that massive amount of spend and buying power we have to negotiate contracts where we're providing our clients with a reduced cost discount, whatever you want to call it, a reduced operating cost, lower price that again, clubs typically can't negotiate on their own just from economies of scale and the buying power that we have. So upfront, we're able to negotiate that reduced operating costs, those discounts on the same items that clubs are already buying. And then we've also negotiated Avendra to be paid on the back end from those suppliers based on our client's spend. So we're able to, one, provide that discount up front, reduce our club clients' operating cost. A vendor gets paid on the back end from our suppliers based on our client spend. And then our suppliers get access to our massively diverse customer base, not only on the golf side of the world, but the hotel, hospitality side of the world, senior living, assisted care, higher education, you name it. Our team is obviously, um, you know, focused on the clubs world. But that's where the value is also to our suppliers because people ask, these suppliers, are they willing to just take a margin cut like that? But in the overall scheme of things, they absolutely are because the value is there for all three parties involved: the vendor, our client club, course, and the supplier on that side.
That's right. When I was in the group purchasing world, this would have never worked if it was golf specific. We were part of something even bigger. And
Sure.
it was really that relationship that we were able to leverage to then deliver something to a vertical like golf. But well, that's great, Sean. Again, thank you so much for your support at the conference.
Absolutely.
You're going to be at the conference, so our members can come and meet you, talk to you. They can have specific questions for you. We've always got one or two members. They'll probably bring some invoices with them, right? And they'll say, hey, I want to, because there is something called a market basket or an audit.
Absolutely.
People can give you previous invoices, and then you all can say, this is what we would have saved you had that purchase flown through a vendor.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, we love data, as much data as we can get. We have all of our historical data from analysis we've performed in the golf world the last 5-6 years, hundreds of analysis, and we are always open to new ones and conducting those market basket analysis where they are exact match, oranges to oranges, apples to apples, date, spec, all the way down through. And you said it right, to give you a picture of what you could be saving or could have saved during that time by being on with a vendor.
Yeah, it's really the best way for an owner operator to get at peace with this idea that might sound new to them. You literally can do it backwards, and you can see what would have happened. Okay.
And then the numbers don't lie.
That's right. The numbers don't lie. All right. So that's Sean Whalen, Avendra Clubs. Again, thank you so much, Sean. And we look forward to seeing you at Westbrook Country Club on Tuesday, March 3rd for the big annual OGCOA annual conference. Thanks a lot, Sean.
Fantastic, Mike. Thank you so much. We're really looking forward to it.